The Tesla cars were always a great way to achieve sustainability in terms of energy. Well, in terms of the number of cars. However, in order to build so many cars, Tesla would need to generate a large number of batteries, which is why the firm is aiming to finish its massive battery factories known as the Gigafactories. Recently, Tesla just built their new Gigafactory in the UK. Yes, in today's episode, we shall take a walk through the new Gigafactory in Berlin. Hey! Hello and welcome back to Elon Musk Club, where we bring you the most recent information about Tesla and Elon Musk. By the way, don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell to receive the most recent changes. So, let's get started. Everyone's focus had now shifted to Grünheide, Brandenburg near Berlin, when Tesla revealed the first of its Model Y vehicles built in Germany, or in short, the MiG Model Y at Gigafactory Berlin or Giga Berlin. Indeed, the coming of Tesla's Gigafactory in Berlin has caused as much discussion in Germany as it is scheduled to produce hundreds of thousands of electric cars in the birthplace of the combustion engine. The facility will shake up the automotive sector in Germany and Europe and expedite regional growth and the transition to electric transportation. The only boulder that Tesla had to move was the final permission to start operation. On March 4th, officials gave the project final conditional permission after a lengthy and drawn-out procedure. Tesla's stunning news that it will build its fourth Gigafactory near Berlin stunned Germany's auto sector. Elon Musk, the company's flamboyant CEO, casually announced the news in late 2019 on a stage in Berlin after receiving a Golden Steering Wheel award for the Tesla Model 3. Since then, the thrill hasn't diminished. Radioeins, a popular Berlin radio station, launched a unique jingle to alert listeners to news of the initiative, which has been labeled a declaration of war on the country's auto industry. Germany's trio of car-making corporations, which includes Volkswagen consisting of Porsche and Audi, BMW and Mercedes-Benz, fell out of favor with broad segments of the public and the government following the dieselgate scandal and its first cautious shift to electric mobility. In a country where extreme heatwaves, droughts, and the Fridays for Future protest movement have topped voters' worries, clean mobility activists have greeted Tesla's intentions as a big triumph for the transportation transition, and yet a skepticism? Isn't that strange? It's not just that. Local anti-factory protests have garnered extensive media coverage. Many experts anticipate a conflict with Germany's strong metalworkers union, which has over 2 million members and has cautioned Tesla about its history of opposing unionization. That's not about everyone. Many individuals are similarly optimistic about the factory's economic impact. Brandenburg, the state that surrounds Berlin and contains the plant, is a fundamentally poor region with few job possibilities. It is anxious for new employment because many will be lost as a result of Germany's coal withdrawal. The mining industry is still one of the state's largest employers. The regional administration intends to make the area a future transportation and energy transition hotspot, and the Tesla location is highlighted as a primary emphasis alongside larger problems such as digitalization and education. Musk's marketing antics on Twitter, where he proposed the facility should feature a huge party cave, a swimming pool on the roof, and graffiti art, are further fueling the media frenzy. Well, you and I know it's Musk and it's his daily stuff. So let's come back to what the Gigafactory has to offer for Germany. The Berlin plant will be Tesla's first significant production facility in Europe, and the company's fourth so-called Gigafactory. Others are currently in operation in Nevada, New York, and Shanghai. Musk developed the word Gigafactory to describe his company's intentions for the massive battery factory in Nevada. It's essentially a marketing term that has taken on a life of its own. Official Tesla communication on the project is limited, although it claims that the Gigafactory Berlin-Brandenburg will be the world's most sophisticated high-volume electric vehicle production plant. The launch date was initially scheduled for July 2021. However, it has to be pushed back due to construction delays and pending permission from authorities. The final permission was issued on March 4, 2022. However, before Tesla can begin manufacturing, it must meet a slew of requirements related to water consumption and air pollution management. The Model Y, a totally electric mid-size SUV, will be the first vehicle produced by the brand. According to Tesla's plans, after the initial expansion phase is completed, the facility will employ up to 12,000 people and produce 500,000 cars per year for the European market. The plan will cost the corporation 5 billion euros. The press shop, foundry, body shop, paint shop, powertrain manufacture, seat production, and finally assembly are the key manufacturing facilities of the Tesla Berlin vehicle facility. Tesla also intends to develop the property into the world's largest battery cell manufacturing facility. CEO Musk stated that an annual production capacity of up to 100 gigaton hours was attainable, with the potential to rise to 200 or 250 gigaton per hour. A single factory with an annual capacity of 100 gigaton per hour could generate enough batteries for 1.3 million Model Y automobiles with 75 kilowatt-hour batteries. At the Berlin factory, Tesla intends to produce new 4,680 cells measuring 80 by 46 mm, hence the name, with a greater energy density. The EU approved state funding for the battery project in January 2021, but Tesla withdrew their application in November 2021. Brandenburg Economics Minister George Steinbach, who was important in attracting Tesla to the region, stated in February 2021 that battery manufacturing might begin in about 2 years. Coming to the factory, the location is in the sparsely inhabited and heavily forested municipality of Grünheide, around 35 kilometers southeast of Berlin, where Tesla purchased a 3-kilometer square block of land that had been designated for an industry project for roughly 20 years. BMW contemplated developing a vehicle plant in the same location 2 decades ago, but ultimately chose Leipzig. Tesla emphasizes that site's natural surroundings, which are adjacent to the dynamic city of Berlin, in order to attract staff. Tesla claims that a comprehensive infrastructure of bike paths, roads, and highways, as well as direct train links, would assure convenient accessibility. The land is relatively close to an autobahn and will have its own exit. According to the Brandenburg State Administration, the development of a planned railway station for freight logistics is also planned in order to achieve the largest feasible participation of rail in freight traffic. Tesla is also thinking about employing extra space in a neighboring logistics center. The business intends to open an engineering and design center in Berlin. The new airport in Berlin is around 35 kilometers distant. As we mentioned above, to start production, they had to receive the final permit for that. Obtaining the final authorization for the facility was a lengthy and time-consuming procedure. Despite unresolved uncertainties about the facility's environmental effect, German legislation permitted the business to proceed with construction on the basis of interim licenses, and Tesla finished the vehicle factory in significant part before getting final authorization. If the permit had been refused, Tesla would have been required by law to demolish the structure and reforest the land. The licensing procedure was heavily influenced by Germany's Federal Emission Control Act, which seeks to reduce environmental harm. Tesla placed a €100 million deposit in January 2021 as required by law to ensure that the site could be returned to its former condition before development began. It was widely assumed that Tesla would ultimately be awarded final approval. Steinbach, who is Brandenburg's economics minister, told Bloomberg in February that he was completely unconcerned about the approval. But in another interview, he stated that it is quite improbable that Tesla will not receive the final approval. However, we now have the plant. Tesla began construction on the massive plan less than 3 years ago before receiving official permission. The company would have had to level the property if those licenses had not been given. That is a separate risk culture in the organization. Anyways, we would have to see for any major developments in this case in the future. So as we get to the end of the video, did you enjoy today's episode? What are your thoughts on the Gigafactory in Berlin? Apart from these questions, do you think Tesla will face any more issues regarding approvals on functioning further? Anyways, please share your thoughts on the video in the comments box below. This isn't the end of the tale. More exciting news will emerge in the coming days, and we here at the Elon Musk Club will bring you the best of it. That's all we've got for you today. Make sure to subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like this one. While you are at it, Enable post alerts so you don't miss any of our future uploads. If you are a big supporter of Tesla's work in the EV and aerospace sector, do drop the video a thumbs up. That's all for now. We hope you had a good time watching the video. We'll see each other again at the next one.